That's for a coffee. So we're good now.
Good, good. So what have you been up to lately? Are you busy?
Yeah, like this year it's weird. Like I still have a few openings for weddings. So I'm doing a lot of like talking in different conventions. Like tomorrow I leave to Europe. It's gonna be almost like 20 days or so. So it's gonna be intense. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. A lot to travel, right?
Yeah, like local weddings are not my favorite, so I have to travel. Yeah.
Why are they not your favorite local ones?
They're more traditional, like at least like the Mexican weddings, like the Catholic weddings are I don't know. I prefer the more relaxed ones, intimate destination that people feel more free and they behave who they are instead of what their parents want them to be.
Yeah.
And that's my main reason.
You're a Mexican wedding photographer,
Uh-huh.
shooting weddings all over the world and speaking at conferences all over the world. So, can you tell me a little bit about when that turning point was for you, when you were a local photographer and suddenly becoming recognized and, yeah, becoming an inspiration for others?
Well, for me, education it's always been a priority. So since year one, I always went to different conventions and seminars, first in Mexico, then in the States, in America. So I knew that to get better, I needed to be with the top dogs per se. So the change has been gradually, but I'm always try to be in front of the people who can teach me. I don't know a lot of things, so I'm gonna recognize the best in the business, and I'm gonna try to be as close as them as I can.
Were there any specific photographers that you looked up to in the past and that were a big inspiration for you?
Well, at the beginning, it was like Ben Chrisman, Anna Cooperberg, Tyler Wirken, all these guys that now are recognized because of the Fearless conventions and events. That was my first big hit of holy, like you can do all this inside a wedding. And I had a chance to meet my heroes, and slowly we became friends as well.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so I want to do some rapid fire with you, some quick questions. You can give me some short answers.
Okay, we'll
Uh,
try.
what's your favorite music artist?
It will be Dave Matthews or John Mayer.
Imagine yourself in a good restaurant and you can choose between two dishes, like a big, fat, juicy American hamburger
Uh-huh.
or spicy Mexican vegetarian tacos.
Always spicy, man. A guacamole taco, a spicy guacamole taco rocks, man.
So what sports do you like?
I'm not a big fan of sports per se. Like I don't play them. I don't watch them. I just like to run here and there. But I don't have my heart. It's not in sports.
Yeah. If you have to choose between manual focus on your camera or eye autofocus, what would you choose?
I out of focus, man. I need a lot of help. Yeah, I'm starting to play with the Sony cameras, and they have that possibility, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your favorite city in Mexico?
Oof, I think wow, that's a funky one. I think Oaxaca. It's one of those cities that it's represents what Mexico is. It's full of color. It's full of artists. It's has tons of traditions, and the food it's delicious. It's the capital of the chocolate, the mezcal, coffee. So yeah, it's one of the best for me.
Nice. Okay, do you have a favorite follow on social media?
I love to follow how to say collectives, and I love like illustration collectives. I'm a lot of most of my inspiration comes from painters of or illustrators, and one it's called Picame, like Picame, I love that one.
Cool. So you choose between an iPhone reflection in a photo or shooting through glass.
Shooting through glass, I think. Yeah.
You don't use both of them, right?
Yeah, I try, but like nowadays I'm trying to remove a lot of the the magical elements. I'm going more simple, but I have tried both, and they work.
Yeah. So what is your favorite pizza toppings?
I like it simple, like just veggies and pepperoni.
Your favorite country in the world outside of Mexico?
Wow, that's a hard one, huh? Well, like I have been 2 times to New Zealand, and there's magic in the people there. I don't know, they take it slowly, and I really enjoy that. Plus, the landscapes were amazing, and one of my most emotional parts of my life happened while I was there. So I think it's top there.
What do you like to do for fun?
I like to play video games.
Name a camera functionality that everybody thinks is cool or necessary, but you never use.
Huh. Wow, that's you got me off guard, and I don't.
Or
Yeah,
you don't have one.
yeah. I know. I think I'm not a tech guy. I just grab the camera and start using it as it is. So yeah, I have a hard time trying to go. I hate menus. Like all the cameras, all the menus are just complicated for me.
Yeah. So you probably don't even know what your camera can do, right?
I know. I think I use like 5% of what my camera can do for me.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your develop presets. For the ones who don't know develop, can you tell me a little bit what it is and why those presets are different than others?
Well, it's a US based company that what they do, what they did, it's they chose a few photographers all around the world and try to emulate their looks, but you can mix them all together, and that's the funky part, because you can use my color palette with Ben Chrisman's tone curve, and then apply two man's effects. So I love that. It gives you more possibilities in the end, and they're powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And I heard it's also possible to shoot with different camera brands, right? And apply the same preset, and your pictures look the same.
Yeah, well, like this past week, I have started to play with Sony, and I'm using my same presets, and I'm getting the same results. I didn't thought it was possible, but yeah, it is. It's easy.
Okay, cool. So, what was the process like with them to create your presets?
Well, they asked me to send like my top 10 favorite images from like getting ready, like night pictures, portraits, and then they asked me to give them my raw files as well. And I gave them my final JPEGs, because most of the time what I do is I apply some effects on Lightroom, and then I use an external application called Alien Skin Exposure to give like the final boost. So what they did is like they tried to get that final file from inside Lightroom. So yeah, Jeff, it's one of the wise guy there, like the Lightroom savvy. So he knows like every single pixel that you can see on Lightroom. So yeah, he's bananas, man.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's also pretty cool to have your own presets, right, out there for photographers anywhere in the world to create a post-production style that's looks similar to you. But doesn't that feel a bit strange also that people can just copy your style that easily?
Well, my style, it's a copy of someone else's, like a mix of all the other photographers that I love. So I don't believe in it's they're mine. You know, it's come on, dude. Like everything has been done, everything's out there. Like just slow it down and like kill your ego. You know, it's just a help. If you like them, play with them. If not, there's a lot of other possibilities out there.
Okay, so let's take a look at your first favorite image, the first of the three we're going to talk about.
Okay.
It's this bride walking down the aisle, seen from the back, which is kind of an unusual point of view. And I think like, when you ask your followers, people who like your style of photography, and you let them choose what kind of image they like most from you, they would probably pick a different one, a portrait or anything. But why is this one special to you?
This one has different meanings for me because one, it was the first time in my 13 years as a wedding photographer that I saw that the bride walked by herself to the ceremony, and she knew how to walk, you know, like she had the moves. For this wedding, I didn't have a second shooter, so I had to make a decision, like if I go on the other side or if I stay back. And I think for this image, it worked because, I don't know, like the images that I remember the most are the ones that I knew that I had to make a call. And for this one, I don't know, the symmetry. I don't like the phones that people have on their hands, but you cannot do anything, right? It is what is it is what it is. And
this time, right?
It's part of this time, yeah. So we have to embrace it. In smaller weddings, you can control that, and in a few other weddings, the phones have helped me because in a few times, the first dance it's pitch black, and I ask all the guests to grab their phones and use them as LEDs, and that's magical, you know. So it's okay, you know. And I was waiting. I don't know if where the bride's walking, you can see that she entered like the light. So I was waiting for that, and I remember I had to push the wedding planner to have like a clean picture. So yeah, I like that because there's a story behind it.
Yeah. So yeah, you were like whistling, like, hey, get out of the way.
Almost. I was like, because yeah, you don't want to have your attention on you, but still, it's gonna happen. We're not invisible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at your next favorite image, which is this one, portrait in the mirror, lots of red. Why is it special to you?
This one I love because I love shooting other photographers' weddings because it adds a different kind of pressure. Like they know that you're struggling. You know, it's not easy. So Jeff is an amazing photographer based in Colorado, and
this is not Jeff Newsom, right?
No, it's Jeff Duncan.
Okay.
So this picture, everything happened, like the getting ready part happened on this area. And as photographers, sometimes if we stay, I don't know, like more than an hour in one room, we can get bored. You know, it's easily to see things in an obvious way. So for me, this picture challenged me to say, okay, I have to do a portrait here, no matter if I'm bored or not. So like I moved the mirror in a way that the reflection was the same like pattern, like the wallpaper, and I struggle a lot. And I remember like seeing my couple there, like just waiting and maybe almost laughing at me, you know, because I was trying to make this work, and I was almost I don't know, I was defeated. Until I stepped 2 steps back and I saw it. Okay, I have to move this way, you know, because in the incorrect angle, you could see like the ceiling in the picture, or you can see like a mattress that it was there. So it was tricky to make it happen. And after that, after you succeeded that challenge, then make them look natural and having a small interaction with them. Because a lot of times I see that in my work and in others, that the composition is amazing, but the action, there's no action in front of you. Yeah. So I'm proud of this picture because of that, the struggle, the composition, and then that the action feels real.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems like you're when you're doing portraits like this, you're spending quite some time getting it right.
Yeah, a lot of times, like the think ones, or the ones that they need like a creative process. A lot of times, yeah, for this picture, I might be maybe 5 minutes of thinking it and trying to get it. But yeah, you need to be patient, and your couples need to be patient, because the process, it's not natural. You know, like I envy those photographers that they can just like follow the couples and shoot, and the background, it's busy and everything's just like out of order, but the picture has soul. I love those, but I envy them, because like, motherfuckers, it's so easy. But then when I try it, it's not me. So I had to honor how I see things, and I had to struggle to get there.
Yeah. Well, this might be a good time to plug in one of the questions from some other photographers for you. This one is from Marnix de Stichter. He's a Dutch guy. He says he absolutely loves your work, and he's bought your course online a while back, watched it at least 10 times.
Wow. Okay.
And he says, like, what I see him doing is using a lot of live view to see the effects of your settings directly. Also, he said it helped him stay connected with the couples during the shoots. He was wondering if, in the meanwhile, you've switched to an EVF camera and now look through the viewfinder instead, and did that change anything for you, the way you interact with the couple?
Yeah, well, I have just shoot like two weddings and one session with a camera with EVF. The thing that I'm loving, it's because now I can see black and white through the viewfinder. But I'm always trying to keep my couple interacted. You know, like I want them to feel me. If I'm the guy like right in the corner, like hidden in the bush, they're not gonna feel me. So even if I'm far away, I'm always shouting at them and making jokes so they can relax. So, but yeah, the EVF, I'm loving the use. I still don't know if I'm gonna make a switch from Nikon to Sony, but it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, well, that's. I think you gave an answer to David Casey's question, because he met you twice at workshops, and he says, like, how do you break the ice with your couples to make them open up? You just throw jokes at them? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's what I do. Like, I'm a like introvert, extrovert. Like, if I don't know anyone, I'm super introvert. But when I know that they know me, I'm an extrovert. So I hug people, I make jokes, I push them, I disrespect them in a funny way. So a lot of things, because of my accent, English is not my first language. Even if I say something unpleasant, can sound funny. So I play a lot with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw you also have a Patreon account.
Ok, vamos a intentar hacer esto bien. En videos cortos aprendamos mucho. Venga, Rafa, a darle.
I never heard of it before. Can you tell me a little bit about it? Like what it is?
Yeah, like a Patreon, it's like a few photographers have them. It's like a Netflix for photographers that you subscribe and you pay. Like mine, it's like $5 a month. And every week I upload videos like editing tips, behind the scenes of shootings. I just photographed my first wedding that I'm gonna show like all the behind the scenes on this platform. So yeah, it's a really cool platform to learn.
Good. All right, so your third favorite image, which is this bride walking on bare feet on the streets, her head cut off, and then the dog walking by, his head cut off, or her head, I see.
Yeah.
So what's this about?
This image for me has everything. because it was the first image that I shot that I was proud of. Like this if I die, this is the only picture, like a wedding picture that I will sign, you know, because there's a lot of emotional attachment as well, because like this image, the original picture, you can see the face of the bride and the face of the dog, okay? And it was a team effort. I have a really close group of friends here in Mexico. Just so you know, like 90% of my friends are photographers, okay? So yeah, we are a weird bunch, so we need to surround ourselves with weirdos. So for this picture, I show vulnerability, and I say, hey guys, I really like this picture, but I want to know how can we make it more interesting, or how can I make it better? And you know, like getting criticized by your peers it's scary, but it showed me that it's super powerful. And they helped me, they suggested me like, hey, how about if you crop their heads? And so it was like a team effort. I think now photography, a lot of times we think that it's like a superhero, individual, solo career. And I don't think so. I think like we need all this energy. We need to forget about being selfish and open up our vision. And that way we're gonna have a result that we were never expecting. So for me, that's the reason why this picture represents a lot. And as well,
this was the start of you working like that.
This was the first picture that I was like, okay, I can go and do weird stuff. And a few years ago, this was the cover of my website. You know, so again, if you are like a bride and they say, hey, look at this Mexican's wedding photographer work, and you go and you want something traditional, you know that you're gonna close that window as fast as you can, right? So again, but at the same time, it gave me courage to say, okay, I want to become a niche photographer like my heroes.
Okay, so that that's interesting. I think we see a lot of groups of photographers are being created. So they talk to each other about their images and tell them which ones to submit to contests, or talk with each other to what can be better. That can be just as valuable as going to a workshop or a conference, right?
Definitely. You have to have, I think, two elements. You have to have respect for each other and total honesty, because at the same time, like, I don't know, I think that everybody knows, like, to be an awesome wedding photographer, that doesn't mean that you're going to have an agenda booked, right? And the other way around, you can have 10,000 weddings a year and you're not a good photographer. So I always recommend this if you want to become a better photographer, just because you have the passion and the energy to make it out there.
Yeah. Do you have a wedding that's like stuck in your head as your favorite wedding of all time?
Well, my first wedding I shot in New Zealand, I still remember it, and it was like 9 years ago. Because it was magical. It was just like there weren't any party, like they didn't dance, like nothing. So Mary's her name, like the bride's name, and I still remember when I got her email, I thought that it was a joke, because I was like, why do you want a Mexican to go to your country and photograph your wedding? Like, there's a lot of photographers there, you know? So again, like, that wedding gave me the confidence to say, okay, if you trust your gut and you only show like your top or your soul in your pictures, you're gonna attract those kind of couples that are willing to say, come over here, like, do your crazy stuff with us, you know? And the other thing that I loved about that wedding was that I brought a good friend of mine, Daniel Aguilar. He's an amazing photographer in Mexico,
Yeah.
and we shot it together. And we did this challenge. So he shot all the wedding with a 35 and an 85, and I shot that wedding with a 24 and a 50. So that wedding, like shooting with a brother and like pushing our limits was amazing as well.
Yeah, cool. Do you live close by with Daniel?
Yeah, we live like 10 minutes walking distance. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he was here a couple of years ago in the Netherlands and speaking for the Masters of Wedding Photography, doing some workshops with Sitlali.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah, great couple.
Yeah, and with Danny as well. Like every week we go and have like these walks, and we talk about the industry, about our pictures, about our life. So like, yeah, like we open our souls to each other, and that's amazing to keep growing.
Great, very valuable, right? To have a photographer friend like that.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any long-term goals that you set?
No, I think I'm just grateful that after 13 years, I still have enough weddings per year to photograph. Being a speaker in different conventions, it's not an honor. It's a blessing to share your vision. And I just want to empower everybody that if a Mexican can do it, you can do it as well. It's not like this, like show your awards and all this shit. That's BS.
Yeah.
That's BS. You just have to tell them that it's possible, I think.
Yeah.
But my long-term goal is just to enjoy life, and that's it. I don't care about the future. I just want to enjoy this. I just have a simple life. I don't overspend my money. And that gives me the peace that I need. And I think that peace, it's underrated. So we need to respect it as well.
Yeah, great. So thank you for your time, Fer. It was great to meet with you. And we're going to show a list of your workshops and speaker dates that are coming up. So if people want to see you, meet you, and share with you, they can. Okay. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you have a friend in Mexico, and I shot a wedding in the Netherlands a few years ago, and it was beautiful as well. Yeah, only one so far.
It was different, right? It was a flat, probably.
No, dude, it was amazing. Just like imagine that after the ceremony and after everything, I went with the couple. We took the same car, and I went with them to their hotel. And so we photographed them like getting there, removing their clothes, and just sleeping together. It was magical, So yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it was pure joy. That wedding as well. It's stopped there in my mind.
Well, maybe in the future, next year or so, we'll invite you, and I hope you have the time then to come and visit us and speak for us.
Yeah, if someone needs spicy food, let me know, and I go running.
I put chili powder on almost everything, like my sandwiches. So
you tried on fruit as well? Try it. Yeah,
a cucumber. I put it on cucumber.
Cucumber, but like a orange or an apple, like with the powder, with the chili powder.
Yeah,
and then you add lime. Oh man, yeah, and mango. Mango is the best. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we don't have really good mangoes here in Holland because it's all being imported, and whenever I'm overseas or in some place tropical, the mango is always delicious, right? Yeah. So I order it there. I'll try. I'll try chili on it.
Awesome.
Right. Hey, Fer. It was awesome to meet you, or to talk to you, and
nice.
We'll hopefully do it again soon.
Awesome. Anytime I'm here.
Okay. See you later, Fer. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.